Good morning. Another quiet day yesterday. Euros are 3 days away. There's the African qualifiers. Take your initial cue from the market. This could have been interesting. Ghana, Central Africa, 1.3 Ghana. Well, very interesting indeed. 2-1 down at half time, so possibilities of taking them on there. It's quite a strong Ghanaian side. As you can see, Jordan Ayew, one of the standout stars from the Premier League. Kudos to Kudos. Party's having a party after this 4-3. Mensah as well, familiar name. So it's a strong old Ghanaian side. So that had potential, that 4-3. You see more falling by the wayside. 1.8 favourite here, 1.55 not winning. Did Sierra Leone lead at any stage? Not really. It's a 2-0 for Burkina Faso. So any interest waned by half time there. 1.53 Nigeria, yet again, failing. With the likes of Boniface as well. Very strange, but it looks as if he rested a few players, the manager. So I don't know if it was the first 11 in the first half, making this a difficult match to unpack. They did take the lead, the Nigerians. So it was arguable whether you wanted to take on Benin at half time, laying over 3.5 goals to cover that 2-1 scoreline, and then back Nigeria in the +1 market. Sit back and hope that they can deliver. But the friendlies continue afoot, and I'm not really going to be tempted in, although the Netherlands were utterly dominant against Iceland. This is what England should have done. Good result for the Poles. For me, they've had trouble scoring that second goal. I was doing the research for their upcoming Euro match. Well, it's not the most compelling win, was it? 91st minute winner. They still, for me, Poland have trouble scoring that second goal, even with Lewandowski in the side. I think they're going to be vulnerable this Euros. Netherlands, excellent performance against Iceland. Exactly what you expect of a 1.17 shot. Virgil van Dijk getting on the score sheet. Weghorst as well, one of the veterans, along with Van Dijk. It's a good mix of new and old, this Dutch side. They're ones to look out for. Czech Republic, good win against Macedonia, and it was there in the in-play stats as well. But as I say, I'm a little lukewarm after the England, Iceland and Romania Liechtenstein debacle. A great reminder to you of the vagaries of trading friendlies. Let's have a quick look at the tennis from yesterday. We're into the grass court season now. So we've got Herkenbosch and David Goffin going down in 2 straight sets. Maybe that injury concern that he's had has returned. 1.25, made to battle. What a pity. And I was going to say this is a local lad, but it's not. It's Austrian in Stuttgart, Germany. Lost the first set, Kupfer. Wins the next 2 on a tiebreaker. So a good performance from Zhang. Nearly pulled it off. All right, Squire. Didn't get anything out of this one. 1.57, lost the first set to a tiebreaker. So something doing in Stuttgart if you're just going by the set betting and the pre-match odds. Not very familiar names for me, though, this lot. But it would have worked out on a couple of occasions there. So let's have a look on to today's football. And it's going to be more African qualifiers. The Ivorians, familiar names, I would suspect, for the Ivorians. One of our well-known African nations, along with Morocco, the highest-ranked African side. So that will instantly get on the shortlist today. Cameroon, 2.7 the favourite. Zambia favs today, my home country. Again, there's not much I can add for you research-wise, I'm afraid. We've got Asian World Cup qualifiers today. Now, some of these teams' odds have risen overnight. Japan was 1.07 because I know I made a note of this yesterday. So that's a huge drift for the Japanese. Does it suggest that there's something up? What I was going to say with these shorties, and South Korea has drifted as well. They were 1.02. Well, they're 1.17 with Bet365. So a lot of these shorties have really drifted. But what I was going to remind you of, the likes of Tajikistan, North Korea. Maybe I'm getting that mixed up with South Korea, I think. So Kim Jong-un might be playing today. His dad, Kim Jong-il, is on the bench. His dead dad, Kim Jong-il, is on the bench. Last time Kim Jong-il came off the bench, he scored 47 goals in 10 minutes. He, like his golf, when he played golf for the first time, 39 under par, Kim Jong-il. So they've got a real weapon on the bench there, the North Koreans. So it looks as if all of these shorties have dried up overnight. At least the Japanese as well. And the Thais. Well, no, Thais remain at 107. So watch out for these score lines and see whether you can pick out a correct score. Now, for me, I don't think Thailand and the likes of Malaysia really have the firepower to convert this to 4 or 5 goals. So you have been warned. I did put here possibilities in these matches to do an over 4.5 goal accumulator or even over 5.5 goal accumulator if we're expecting these odds to translate into 3, 4 or even 5 goals. As I told you about the correct scores, you've got a couple of choices: 4-0, 6-0, 8-0 or 5-0, 7-0, 9-0. You might want to put those into a permutation. Let's see if I can find some details on permutations. I was going to my old website, whatreallywinsmoney.co.uk, but it looks as if that's been taken down. What a pity. So do a Google search for football correct score permutations. This can give you an opportunity of getting a really big reward if you can get any one of those three: 4-0, 6-0, 8-0, 5-0, 7-0, 9-0, any one of those nailed. So have a look at these football correct score permutations. Lucky 15. Have a look at the bookmakers as well. What we want to do is any one of three. Perm any one of three correct scores. So I am sorry I couldn't find my article I wrote specifically on permutations, but it looks as if my old website has been taken off the internet, which is a pity. Here we go. We might be able to get something out of this. No. Oh, that's disappointing. As you can see, I told you I've written some permutation articles, but I can't get to the website, so that's a pity. So have a look into that. Correct score permutations. Perm any three. Any one of three, I think it's called. Perm any one of three. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. So I'm not sure how that's written. So if you're interested in that, have a look. I'll see if I can dig out my old permutation articles, because we had some really good perm lines for you. That would be how I would attack this. It's not really trading, but it's just trying to extract some value out of very, very short priced favourites. So we've got all of these shorties today. Some of these familiar names, and they look deserved favourites. Japan, for example, should really be far too good. South Koreans as well, old three lungs as they're called. The Aussies tend to get a result, but they're not very efficient scoring wise. I couldn't name their striker. That's a problem there. The other problems we have is the same as the Africans. A lot of these teams are very poorly ranked in the FIFA World Rankings, and that brings with it trust issues, doesn't it? Iran or Iraq have been standout, so I'd be looking at that. Got a very decent manager. I think the Iranian or the Iraqi side. I think it's the Iraqi side got a very good manager. Yemen and Nepal. How do we unpack that? The Baltic Cup today. It's the match you've all been waiting for. Latvia, Faroe Islands. Again, these are going to be poorly ranked teams. Probably having a kickabout because they're not in the Euros, these four. The friendlies continue afoot with the two Irish sides playing today. Portugal against Republic of Ireland, and Northern Ireland are playing Andorra. Now, they could be layable, I think, at 1.2. As the Andorrans have put up some firm resistance relative to their usual spankings. So we might get something out of them today. That 1-1 there. 1-0. 1-0. So suggestive of an improvement defensively for the Andorrans, and Northern Ireland not really blessed with any standouts since the mighty George Best. So that could be interesting later on. We've got a couple of 1.18 shots, but these are friendlies, don't forget, under 21s. Greece against Malta. We'll see how good this Greek defence is. They're on a bit of a run at the moment, the Greek sides. Olympiakos in the Europa Conference League final was an excellent run there. England under 20s are playing today as well, but as you know, these are all friendlies, and we've seen the debacle of England and Romania in friendlies recently. So it's either you trust them and you might take the hit, or you don't. Tennis-wise today, well, it's all go on grass. We're in Hertogenbosch in the Netherlands. Watch out for locals, such as Manarino, I think. Or is it? No, he's French. So just a slight difference in the Dutch. There we go. Griekspoor and Van Richthoven are two Dutch players. Don't forget, you've got the preview here. Well worth reading the preview, particularly the likes of Menzik and Brouwer, who I don't know at all, probably because they're very highly ranked. 79th against 232nd. So we've got trust issues, rankings-wise. Trusting well, he's not even favourite, as you can see there. 79th in the world, not even favourite. Van der Zandschulp is a local lad, so I'd expect him to be competitive against McDonald. So if old Ronald wins the first set, that could be an angle in here, just based on the fact that it's a local lad on grass. Now you can check their previous form by looking, I think, at the head-to-heads. Grass court, we won't have recent form on the grass. It's going to be from a year hence. So that's the slight concerns. At least McDonald, old Ronald's got a couple of matches under his belts in Surbiton, I think. He gets around old Ronald, doesn't he? Surbiton. Wow, man. 2-0 against Bolt and Jacuzzi. Well, we can say in beating old Jacuzzi, playing 142nd in the world, and against Bolt, 241st. And he's playing 99th. So he has an opportunity here. And again, we've got problems with the ATP rankings. These players are not reliable. That's the slight concerns there. Do read these previews, though, please. Completely free and absolute world class. Bautista Agut stands out for me. Milos Raonic is coming off back of injury, the heavy serving Canadian. So he could give old moustache, typical Aussie, a go. Stroth, mate. Look at me haircut, mate. Yeah, it's great, mate. I love your tash, mate. Yeah, cheers, mate. Stroth. Where's me stripes, mate? So that could be an interesting match there. Thompson against Raonic. We don't know how Raonic will be playing. It's a complete unknown. Encouraging levels. Few matches he's played over the last 13 months. His body hasn't allowed him to compete regularly. So big question marks there. It's probably not a match to focus on, is it? Because we just don't know. We've got two Aussies meeting each other here, Purcell and Vukic. That normally suggests, particularly with the odds, this could be a three-setter. Again, locals meeting each other here. Frenchmen, Fi and Cazot. So possibilities here. I would check out the Van Schlup match in case McDonald wins the first set. See whether the local lad can do well in front of his home support. In the ladies' game, they're in Stuttgart today. I know this is the ATP of Jack Duckworth. Vera will be there to watch him, along with Stan. Betty's Hot Pot as they change side. It's going to be a good match. Chris Eubank. He's better on grass. He had a very good Wimbledon, Chris Eubanks. So this is going to be fascinating with Nakashima, who is a star player. So 45th against 70th. I could see this being a three-setter. Nakashima's a tough nut to crack. But Eubanks, this is his preferred surface. There's old Ruby, Andy Murray. I wouldn't be backing him with stolen money, I'm afraid. Best days are gone. Shapovalov, standout. Struff, local lad, expected to get an easy result today. He's excellent on grass as well. So there are some real good potential tennis matches today. And in the ladies, we have to go by the odds initially. Pekula against Sasnovich, world number 5. So automatically gets a look in. Andreescu, 228th in the world, suggesting injuries. Eddie Vedder, the lead singer of Pearl Jam, is playing today. Fantastic to see old Eddie out. 1.17 Andreescu. This could be vulnerable given her rankings. The rankings do, well, the odds suggest that ranking is down to injury concerns. Elise Mertens and Naomi Osaka could be interesting. She gave a particularly good display against Swiatek in the French Open. Osaka might be back to something like her best. Magda Linette, Montgomery could be a three-setter here. Very well-known Magda Linette. Let's have a look at the rankings. 44th against 273rd. So again, is that down to injury or is that her true ranking? I don't know this player very well, but it's even Stevens, as you can tell here. So has the market got it right, or are the rankings going to favour Linette? So some very good players out today in the ladies' game, and it continues. Ons Jabeur had a good French Open. Now she's back on the grass. Locals, 2 familiars, both Ukrainian, I think. So this could be a three-setter. And arguable, you'd be laying Kostyuk if Kostyuk wins the first set. Her odds are going to be short. So you're playing a fellow countrywoman who might know her game well. So some really good stuff today, tennis-wise. I'll be keen to see if I can dig out a trade or two for you, because it's been a quiet few days. We've just had to be patient and just wait for the opportunities. So that's today. I mentioned bet builders as well. Let's have a look at a bet builder. So this is William Hill. Now today we've been talking about correct score permutations and bet builders. This isn't trading. These are bet and go strategies. The bet builder quite simply translates as an accumulator for one particular match. I'm not sure if we can get in this one. Let's just see if I can. There we go. So we've got Poland and the Netherlands. A bet builder gives you an opportunity to create a bet. It won't let me without logging in. What a pity. There we go. So a bet builder is quite simply an accumulator. Between 2 and 8 selections to create your bet builder. So what I would do with a bet builder, I would focus on those shorties. If they offer the bet builder for these 1.05 shots, and it looks as if they might do in Asia, or maybe, yeah, we've got all bet builders here, haven't we? So let's have a look. So this might be something for you to think about, a 1.04 shot. Now we're making an assumption with these shorties that it's going to be a win to nil. So we'll click on the match. And there's your bet builder here. So the first bet builder, possibly over 4.5 goals. You've seen the relationship between ultra short prices and goals galore. But this is Thailand. They're not renowned for their goal scoring. But this is just to show you how you can build a bet builder. Second stage, a match result and both teams to score. No, we don't want that. We want both teams to score no, because we're expecting a win to nil. So that's your second bet builder. Third bet builder will be goals, won't it? Because we're looking at, well, we've got that already, over 4.5 goals. What we're also looking at is a win in both halves, if you can get that. And then looking at the players, you get the two tie strikers, stick them in, because we're expecting goals. The most logical side will be the tie side. So let's have a look. Thailand first half goals. Oh, these are exact. We don't want exact. I would have gone for 1 or 2 first half goals. So have some fun. What I would do with a bet builder, I would be looking at over 4.5 goals. Both teams to score no. Team to score, the shorty to score in both halves. Now, of course, this is a mug punt. Bet builders, they are accumulators by another name. So you don't want to be putting all of this stuff in. First goal up to and including the 30th minute. This is just pure guesswork. So we don't want to be doing that. We want to have a tie lead at half-time and full-time. That's what we expect. So the double result, Thailand at 1.25. Thailand to lead at half-time. That's what a 1.07 is telling you. Thailand to score second half as well and lead. So already the bet builder's looking quite good. First half, both teams to score? No. Win either half? Win both halves? So we need Thailand to be leading at half time, basically. We need them to be scoring in both halves as well. And let's have a look at the players. So this is a nice way to really boost the odds. Doing a bet builder, we don't have the actual players themselves, which is a pity. What I would have done, I would have put the 2 main Thai strikers in this bet builder to score any time. So I'm not sure of the odds here because I haven't logged in. Have a look at that bet slip. See if it will provide us with the short odds. No, you need to log in. So this is just really to give you an introduction to bet builders. Particularly useful, as I say, for anything under 1.1 in the odds. So over 4.5 goals, both teams to score no. We're looking for a win to nil. We're looking for a double result. 1.07 shot should be leading at half time, and they should be winning both halves. First half betting, second half betting. First half, both teams to score no. Thailand to win either half. Very short odds, but they should accumulate rather nicely in that bet builder. So that's just an introduction to you on how to get some bet and go strategies working for these ultra short priced favourites at these short odds. They're perfect for bet builders, aren't they? We're expecting a win to nil. So have a go if you fancy it. I know it's not trading, but it's a nice way to unpack. As I gave you some examples here, both teams to score no, both centre forwards to score any time, shorty to score in both halves, shorty to win to nil, the shorty to win both halves. I'll be up and about, I think, mostly for the tennis today. It looks a very good tennis coupon. So at footballtradingprofits.com, I'll be around for members on Telegram. And for non-members and members, if you'd like a free e-letter every week where we're just going to be unpacking, this Friday we're going to be unpacking the Euros, looking at some value plays, the teams and other things like that to welcome in Euro 2024 with that Germany-Scotland match. So you're going to be getting a lot of free info at footballtradingprofits.com/free letter. Free letter, not free e-letter. Free letter. That's only the 2 E's. So I hope to see you. Sign up. footballtradingprofits.com/free letter. We'll be looking at all sorts of trading strategies each Friday. We'll be looking at what's going on at the weekend, some research on specific matches, some lowdown on key players, where to find the value, particularly in tournament trading, where you can trade the winner's market. Look for a team to get out of the groups. That's what you're after. If they get out of the group, the winner's market odds will drop. Because don't forget, after the group stage, they're losing at least 1 or 2 teams each group. So that will impact markedly on the pre-match odds. Now, England at 4.3 are utterly ridiculously short. Old Gareth Waistcoat, I think his days are numbered. But we will see. So sign up for the e-letter. footballtradingprofits.com/free letter, and members of footballtradingprofits.com, I'll see you on Telegram throughout the day for what looks a pretty solid tennis coupon. I'm quite happy to follow that. And indeed, if we see any fun with our Asian friends and World Cup qualifiers starting before midday, I'll be up and about for those for you. It's been a very quiet week. I make no apologies. We've just got to sit on our hands and be disciplined, and there will be plenty of opportunities. Don't forget, August to April, you're not going to know what to do with yourselves because there's going to be so many trading angles. So relax, try out a bet builder, try it on paper if you'd like, and tell me how you get on. Have a great day, and footballtradingprofits.com members, see you throughout the day on Telegram.